Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, the race to contain a new wildfire, my exclusive interview with Alex Preddy's family, and girl power at the Little League World Series. Breaking overnight, a new wildfire breaks out in Texas, erupting in size as hundreds of firefighters battle the Hawk Fire in Nevada.
My God, the property's burning down.
Residents racing to escape, plus millions on alert for extreme heat. From the Southwest to the Deep South, Ginger tracking it all.
All-out trade war? President Trump threatening new tariffs on Canadian cars, car parts, and steel. Now Canada retaliating, and what the president admitted overnight.
The Supreme Court giving President Trump the green light to limit access to mail-in voting. What it means with just over 2 months until the midterms.
Collision caught on camera. What happened when a train operator appeared to doze off?
Final days of testimony. Why Lindsay Clancy's attorney moved to declare a mistrial.
GMA exclusive. Uber unveiling a brand new safety feature for teens.
ABC News exclusive with the family of Alex Preddy. 7 months after the VA nurse was killed by federal immigration officers on the streets of Minneapolis.
What did he do to deserve to be murdered? To left cold, on the ground, dead. My child.
Their reaction, the Trump administration officials blaming him, and their call for justice and accountability.
Racing back to shore.
The patient's going to be a shark bite victim.
The quick-thinking Army veteran and registered nurse who helped save a man after a shark attack tells us his story.
It feels like a time to fear the bow.
Girl power at the Little League World Series.
And right back at her. How about two? Are you kidding me?
Henley Rasmus leads Alabama to an extra innings comeback thriller overnight.
Throws one up the middle. That will win the game for Phoenix City.
Victory wrapped up in a bow. Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America. Fear the bow, the new motto for the Little League World Series.
I love it.
Hope you all are doing well this Tuesday morning.
Yeah, some great plays there for sure. A lot to cover this morning, including Gio Benitez with a first look at a new option in the economy cabin to give you more space. Plus, he asked one major airline CEO when airfare prices could start coming down.
Also ahead, Rachel Scott is tracking the president's escalating trade war with Canada. And George, you have that powerful exclusive sit down with the family of Alex Preddy.
Yeah, I do, Deborah. It's been 7 months since Preddy was killed by ICE officers on the streets of Minneapolis. His parents learned about his death by watching it on TV. They heard Trump officials falsely call their son an assassin and a domestic terrorist, and as they wait for answers and accountability from the administration, they are speaking out for the first time. We're going to get to that, but we begin with the wildfire emergency. Extreme heat is fueling the flames. Ginger standing by with more on that. Melissa Don starts us off in Reno, Nevada, and Melissa, new fire broke out overnight in Texas.
George, good morning. We're starting to get a scope of the damage here in this northern Reno neighborhood. You can see these homes here destroyed by the Hawk Fire. And now we're also hearing this morning from families who have lost their homes. This as another fire broke out overnight in Texas. Overnight, a new wildfire erupting in Texas. The Ross Fire growing to more than 50,000 acres.
Every once in a while you can hear what sounds like an explosion.
Residents near Jacksboro ordered to evacuate. The blaze only 5% contained. Meanwhile, hundreds of firefighters on the front lines battling the Hawk Fire outside of Reno, Nevada.
My God, the property's burning down.
Dramatic new video shows the race to escape the fast-moving wildfire. Residents forced to drive through smoke-filled skies as they made the heart-wrenching decision to leave everything behind. The blaze burning more than 15,000 acres, destroying more than 30 homes. 7 people injured from the blaze, including 3 firefighters. Javine Curtis and her family fled from their home as the flames bore down.
You could see just a whole line on the hill coming down.
The family receiving pictures of what's left of their home from neighbors.
It was completely gone, just our chimney standing.
The Hawk fire is now 27% contained, and you can see where those flames got to this home, destroying this home, then pushing up to their neighbor's home, destroying the back of this. Now homeowners out here are coming home to all here that is left. So much for a long road ahead of recovery for these neighbors. Now officials say that this cause of the fire is under investigation, and they believe it is human caused. Deborah.
Heartbreaking scene there, Melissa. Thank you. The extreme heat not helping firefighters at all. 80 million Americans are on alert across the country. Ginger, let's talk to you about more of it. Good morning.
Especially where that hot and unstable air mass could cause more fire behavior to be explosive today. So let's talk about who's hot and who has to look out for that. Los Angeles broke a record yesterday at 98 degrees, tied records from Dallas to Del Rio, El Paso. A lot of people spending their time way up above 100. This is the red flag warning today for the interior mountains, the western San Gabriels up through parts of Ventura County interior. You could see gusty winds on top of that heat drying everything out. There are so many fires burning from Montana to Idaho to Utah. You know, it's like we can't even show you all the pictures. And unfortunately, there is more heat that will be making those types of events more explosive. Phoenix, Las Vegas in the extreme heat warnings. They stay that way through Saturday in a lot of places, Albuquerque. And then this keeps moving west, where Texas, I'll show you coming up with, has been hot for more than a week.
All right, Ginger, thank you for that. Now to President Trump escalating his trade war with Canada, threatening new tariffs as Canada retaliates with its own tariffs against the U.S. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is tracking it all from the White House. Rachel, good morning.
Whit, good morning to you. And this is really becoming a tit for tat. The U.S. and Canada not only trading harsh attacks, they are also trading new threats, sparking concern that this could turn into a much wider trade war. This morning, Canada preparing to roll out retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. as the two sides barrel towards an all-out trade war. President Trump threatening Canadian leaders to fall in line as he threatens to impose new 50% tariffs on car parts, cars, and steel. On top of the steep tariffs he's already imposed on furniture, textiles, building supplies, and alcohol. Canada responding, vowing to impose a dollar-for-dollar tariff on their own. The president brushing that off, writing on social media, "We don't need Canada, they need us." But overnight, the president did admit the U.S. does need Canada for some items like aluminum.
You know, selfishly, we need aluminum in this country. We don't have it. We get it all from Canada for the most part, and we need it badly.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney warning it is America's auto workers that will be impacted.
What message does that send to the workers in Michigan and Ohio and Kentucky and Alabama, who rely on Canadian demand?
And the Premier of Ontario blasting President Trump.
Well, he can kiss my as far as I'm concerned.
It comes as the U.S. ramps up the economic pressure against Iran as the war nears its 7th month and a virtual stalemate in the Strait of Hormuz. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was expected to unveil a host of sanctions against Iranian trade partners, which both he and the president referred to as economic D-Day. But Secretary Bessent only warned those sanctions were to come, and he didn't name any countries, including China, Iran's top trade partner.
Why not impose the sanctions today?
Well, we are giving everyone the opportunity to remedy bad behavior. Why would I want to blow up the global financial system?
Iran's chief negotiator says they aren't buying it, writing that the U.S. is not in an economic position to further restrict its relations with other countries. So going back to Canada, their retaliatory tariffs would go into effect on September 8th. And you heard there those harsh words from Ontario's premier. Well, it's clear President Trump is listening because just moments ago he posted on social media that the U.S. is now giving serious consideration to changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America, saying that we will no longer be doing business with Ontario. It's unclear if the president could even do that unilaterally. This is an international body of water, which would likely require approval from both countries, George.
Right, he could do it for federal maps, but it wouldn't impact what Canada or other nations call the lake. Okay, Rachel, thanks very much. We're going to have the latest now from the Supreme Court, ruling to allow President Trump to plan in order to restrict mail-in voting, but that order is still blocked for now from any impact on the midterms just over 2 months away. Jay O'Brien is in Washington with the story. Good morning, Jay.
George, good morning to you. The Supreme Court giving the green light for President Trump to move ahead with parts of an executive order that would limit access to mail-in voting while the issue makes its way through the lower courts. The justices allowing the Department of Homeland Security to compile a list of what it believes are eligible voters, also inside that Trump executive order, allowing the post office to essentially decide who would be sent a mail-in ballot and only send out those ballots in states that have given their voter data over to the federal government. That's section is barred from going into place by a different court case. There's a flurry of court cases here, and the justices did not rule on the contents of Trump's executive order here, so this issue is very likely to be in front of the Supreme Court yet again. The three liberal justices dissenting here, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson calling the president's executive order, quote, blatantly unconstitutional. Bottom line, these restrictions are not likely to be in place by the November midterms, but depending on the outcome of these various court cases, they could be in place for the 2028 presidential election.
And sowing a fair amount of confusion. Okay, Jay, thanks very much. Now to a Navy sailor aboard the USS Lincoln saying that his father was arrested by ICE as the ship makes its home after a long deployment in the Middle East. Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas is in Washington with the latest on that. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. A sailor who is on the USS Lincoln, which is making its way back home after a nearly 9-month deployment in the Middle East, is making headlines. Joshua Alvarez posting on Facebook, "I just got a call that my dad was taken by ICE." He continued, "I don't know how I can mentally continue working 12-plus hour days knowing that my dad is somewhere, possibly being treated like a criminal." When we reached out to Homeland Security officials, they gave a blunt statement saying, quote, "Having a family member in the military is not a free pass to violate our nation's laws." But Alvarez said his father had a work permit and, quote, had done everything through immigration to get his green card approved. DHS officials say that Alvarez's father is in the country illegally from Nicaragua. They say he was arrested during a traffic stop in Key West, Florida 3 days ago. DHS says he will, quote, remain in ICE custody pending removal. What happened in this case is something we're seeing more of. ABC News is finding evidence that DHS is increasingly arresting and deporting undocumented workers with family ties to the military, to include spouses, George.
Right, and just yesterday we heard of the wife of an Army sergeant being deported to Honduras.
Yes, and the sergeant told us he was seeking citizenship for his wife, hoping his service would expedite her naturalization process. Instead, George, she's being deported.
Pierre Thomas, thanks, Deb.
All right, George. Now to the latest on the situation in Indiana, where thousands are stuck without power 2 weeks after a severe storm. Indiana's governor now calling for an investigation. Alex Perez is in hard-hit Gary, Indiana, where he spoke with the mayor there. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Deb. Yeah, the mayor tells me he's pressing the utility company to get this resolved. 2 weeks ago today, residents lost power and many are still in the dark. And if you look around town, there are still downed trees like this everywhere.
This morning, thousands of residents in Gary and parts of northwest Indiana still struggling without power after a violent storm ravaged the area 2 weeks ago today. Now, the governor calling for a state investigation.
It just is not conceivable in any way what is going on.
Mary Cinco now forced to stay at a city shelter, her home damaged by the storm, and with no electricity, caring for her health is impossible.
Without power, I can't take my breathing treatments.
Thousands left in the dark, including Regina Gary, still without power. She spent the past 2 weeks hunting for food and ice to keep her diabetic mother's medication cold.
That's scary for me because I don't want to make her sick. So it weighed on me pretty heavy.
Some fuming at utility company NIPSCO for not being able to restore power quickly enough and have filed a class action lawsuit. NIPSCO said the storm caused extensive damage, but that they remain committed to restoring power safely and as quickly as possible and will fully cooperate if an investigation is launched.
It's been extremely difficult, very frustrating.
Gary Mayor Eddie Melton has been pressuring NIPSCO to bring in more help to restore power at a faster pace.
I'm going to fight every single day to make sure that we rebound and we bring the needed resources to every single neighborhood.
And the mayor tells me the city doesn't have enough employees to clear all of these downed trees, but they have hired 2 private contractors to get this all cleaned up. NIPSCO says they are working around the clock to get Gary back on, and they expect to have most of Gary, if not all of it, back on by tonight. Whit.
All right, Alex Perez for us. We turn now to the latest update on the measles. Breaking news this morning, there have been 2 measles-associated deaths in Pennsylvania. Also, Maryland is now declaring an outbreak of the disease in 3 counties. This comes as measles cases continue to climb past record-breaking levels. The CDC announced there are more than 2,700 confirmed cases across at least 45 states plus D.C. so far this year. And take a look at this collision caught on camera. Video of a San Francisco train operator here seeming to fall asleep just before slamming into another train. Thankfully, no one was hurt. The incident is being blamed on fatigue. Another driver was seen sleeping at the controls last year, prompting a fatigue awareness education campaign, which critics say has not worked.
That's some picture right there.
Really
this morning,
is.
we're also hearing from the man who raced to help a shark attack victim in the Florida Keys. Sam, you got the latest on that?
I do, George, and boy, this is very close to the Keys themselves. This hero who stepped up is actually a former Army nurse who relied on quick thinking and extensive training to treat the victim and stop a great deal of bleeding until the Coast Guard arrived.
The patient's going to be a shark bite victim.
This morning, a good Samaritan sharing the frightening moments. A 43-year-old man was bitten in the leg by a shark, both swimming in the water of the Key West National Wildlife Refuge near Key West, Florida.
I heard the boat next to us holler for help, and it sounded serious.
Meet hero Christopher Green, a retired Army veteran and registered nurse who was also out boating with friends near Boca Grande Key Sunday afternoon.
So I jumped up and started running. I saw that he had some arterial bleeding. Anybody that knows that, it's serious.
Christopher and another nurse applying a tourniquet from the first aid kit Christopher had on his boat.
We did our jobs as nurses and help control the bleeding and get the limb elevated. And we hollered for somebody to call the Coast Guard.
With the Coast Guard alerted, they raced back to shore where he was airlifted to a Miami hospital.
Definitely life-threatening. I coordinated with Sector Key West and EMS to have them meet us at the pier and take care of the patient.
Christopher, like many amazing nurses, grateful that he was there to help.
All the friends that I had with me on that boat, they did an amazing job.
Christopher was truly in the right place at the right time, and he tells us he's kind of like a Boy Scout, always prepared with those first aid kits in his boat and his truck. Our nurses are the best, right? And the Coast Guard says the victim was transferred to EMS in stable condition. An incredible job all around.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You don't want to hear arterial bleeding.
I remember from Girl Scouts.
There you go. Yeah.
Always be prepared for sure. All right. Well, now to the Little League World Series and an extra innings thriller in Williamsport late last night. Alabama erasing a huge deficit to come back to win behind their sensation Kinley Rasmus, complete with her little bow.
Yep.
We all were noticing her. Will Reeve is here to bring us more.
Yeah, good morning. Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
So this was high drama in Williamsport last night. A comeback for the ages and a reminder to fear the bow. That is the rallying cry behind Alabama's Kinley Rasmus, the 12-year-old girl taking the Little League World Series by storm.
Wow. Throws one up the middle. That will win the game for Phoenix City.
Overnight, Alabama punching its ticket to the next round of the Little League World Series with a walk-off hit. The Southeast champs eliminating the hometown favorites from Pennsylvania, but not before digging out of a 5-run hole in the third inning. That's when Kinley Rasmus, with her trademark bow, took the mound.
It's going to be Rasmus to make sure there are donuts thrown up there on the board.
And control of the game.
And right back at her. How about two? Are you kidding me?
Turning a double play on the very first batter she faced.
Kinley Rasmus to the rescue.
The 12-year-old shutting down Pennsylvania, allowing just 2 hits and striking out 6 batters. She now has 14 strikeouts in the tournament, tying Monet Davis for the most ever by a girl at the Little League World Series. And she wasn't done.
Feels like a time to fear the bow.
Fear the bow chants echoing through the stadium as she came to the plate.
Rounding third coming in. This game is tied at 5.
Rasmus delivering an RBI single to help spark the comeback. Rasmus is just the 25th girl ever to play in the Little League World Series, but she's making history all her own.
The bow doing big things.
Yeah, doing big things indeed. And Alabama will face Washington later today, and elsewhere in the U.S. bracket yesterday, Ohio beat Texas to move on. And you can catch more Little League World Series action today, starting at 1 Eastern on ESPN. Kinley's really good.
Yeah.
She's got MLB pedigree. Her dad and her uncle were major leaguers. So
she gets it genetically.
Yeah.
She
had all the confidence on her face.
Yeah, she was ready to go.
Love that story. Thank you, Will. Yep. Coming up here, Gio Benitez has the new changes about to take off for United Airlines. Gio.
Hey there, Whit. Yeah, I'm on the new plane right now. We're talking about new routes, new international routes on this plane, but we're also talking about getting rid of that middle seat and giving you some more room. So that's an option too. We just spoke with the United CEO. That's coming up.
We also have my exclusive interview with the family of Alex Preddy, the VA nurse who was shot and killed by federal immigration officers in Minneapolis. They walk us through that day, how they learned about their son's death, what's happened in the 7 months since. They have a call for justice and accountability.
And important news that may give parents peace of mind, a GMA exclusive on Uber's new safety feature for teens.
Coming up, the latest on the Carmelo Anthony case. He was the teenager convicted for the killing of high school track star Austin Metcalf. Now Metcalf's father is speaking out in an ABC News exclusive. And Sam's got an uplifting moment in our play of the day. We'll be back. Seven months ago, we all saw that video footage, and we're going to see it in a moment again, detailing the final moments of Alex Preddy, the Minneapolis nurse shot and killed by 2 federal immigration officers. Since then, his family has been waiting for answers and accountability from the Trump administration about what happened to their son. I met with them in Milwaukee for their first interview. Let me express all of our condolences. It's so hard for all of us to imagine what you've been through over the last 7 months. My first question is, it has been 7 months. Why do you want to speak now?
We really want to get the facts out of what happened to Alex that day. I mean, we've seen what happened. The videos are pretty clear. But we want justice, we want accountability for the people that did this to Alex.
If you say you want to get the facts out, let's start with the facts about your son, your brother. Who was Alex?
He was a good man.
He's a good kid.
He cared deeply about his community. Minneapolis was his community. He wanted people to be treated fairly, no matter what walk of life, what their background was.
You call Alex your hero.
I do.
Why?
Because of who he was as a person. I aspire to be like him. He always stood up for what he believed in.
And that's what brought him into the streets, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
What did he tell you about why he was protesting?
He wasn't really protesting. I mean, and that's one thing we want to be clear. The day he was murdered, he was not at a protest. He was an observer.
Yeah.
And that's why he had his phone.
January 24th, Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old American citizen and ICU nurse for the Department of Veterans Affairs, was shot and killed by 2 federal immigration officers in Minneapolis. Roughly 2 weeks after, Renee Good, also a U.S. citizen, was shot and killed by an ICE officer during Operation Metro Surge, a federal immigration enforcement campaign by the Trump administration. Eyewitness video shows Preddy recording when a federal officer shoves a woman into him. Preddy appears to try and help the woman. Both of his hands are visible, one holding a phone, the other held up to protect himself from pepper spray. Then he's wrestled to the ground. The 2 federal officers seen here pointing their guns at Preddy. His firearm, which he had a legal permit to carry, was removed by an officer while Preddy was on the ground, and before 10 shots were fired. Did you get a phone call?
My husband got a phone call, actually, from an unknown number. And they were like, do you know an Alex J. Preddy? And we were like, yeah. And I thought it was a scam. And they were like, have you heard from him? He might have been in like an incident with ICE, and we were wondering if you knew anything. And so I called Alex, and his phone went straight to voicemail. And then I got worried. And the reporter who called, he was like, well, it's all over the news. So I was freaking out, and then I called them.
I called Hennepin County right away.
Medical center.
Medical center. And they wouldn't give me an answer.
And you begged.
And I begged.
Did they say why?
I could tell by her voice she knew. Because by this time it was
all over the news. We watched it.
We watched it.
We watched it on TV, and it was like, that's our son. That's Alex. And they killed him. No one called us. No one.
We still haven't heard from him.
Yeah, that's how we found out. Watching it on TV, watching our son be shot 10 times on TV.
In the back.
In the back.
Trying to help someone.
Trying to help somebody.
Trying to help someone.
And being beaten with tear gas canisters, sprayed with tear gas.
With a camera in one hand and his left hand
Empty.
Empty in the air.
When you saw the beginning of the video, what were you seeing?
I saw his jacket, to be honest.
I think it was his jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his sunglasses.
His glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it didn't surprise you that from the beginning, it seemed like he was trying to come to the aid of someone else.
I was not shocked that he helped somebody. My shock is that he was murdered, and no one has given us the complete truth or anyone has been held accountable. And it's been 7 months.
There was more effort in vilifying him than pursuing justice, investigating this.
After Preddy was killed, a series of Trump administration officials were quick to blame him. Former Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino said it looked like Preddy wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. Then DHS Secretary Kristi Noem claimed Preddy committed an act of domestic terrorism. Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller posted that Preddy was an assassin. Vice President J.D. Vance reposted that same message. You heard Stephen Miller use the word assassin.
Right.
The word domestic terrorist.
Right.
Disgusting is what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those posts are still up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We still hear those words about our child. A kid who is out observing something that should not be happening in this world today, in the United States. Why? What did he do to deserve to be murdered? To left cold, on the ground, dead? My child. What did he do?
Shortly after his death, video emerged of Preddy in a confrontation with federal agents 11 days before he was killed in Minneapolis. Video President Trump used to go after Preddy. President Trump called him an agitator, possible insurrectionist. What does it feel like when you hear the President of the United States saying those things about your son?
I don't think you would like my answer.
It's so unpresidential. I mean, it's ridiculous that, the leader of the free world speaks that way about an American citizen.
All those words were put out there: assassin, domestic terrorist, massacre, agitator, insurrectionist. Since then, no word from the President of the United States?
Oh, no.
No word from the Vice President?
No.
No word from Stephen Miller?
Nope.
No.
Kristi Noem?
No.
What does that tell you?
Tells me they don't care.
They don't care.
They do what they want.
How are you supposed to trust a government after that?
Are you past the point of expecting an apology?
I expect an apology. Why shouldn't we get one?
For the things they said.
For what they said.
ABC News asked the White House if President Trump and Stephen Miller still stand by what they said about Alex Preddy, but they did not answer the question. Shortly after his death, the Justice Department opened a federal civil rights investigation into Preddy's shooting.
I know that they say they've been doing an investigation. We don't know where it stands. We don't know what information they've gathered.
What exactly does the family have the right to see and know?
They at least have the right to know who shot Alex Preddy. They have the right to be consulted with meaningfully. They have the right to meet with the prosecutors. They have the right to have the process not drag on too long. They have the right to be informed. And that's just not being done here. Instead, what we get is just gaslighting and word salad from the federal government.
The Preddy's lawyer, in a letter to then Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche last month, said that the U.S. Attorney in Minnesota did meet with the Preddy family on July 13th, but that the meeting raised more questions than answers. In a statement to ABC News, a Justice Department spokesperson said, as is standard protocol, family member communications, if any, come at a later stage of a case, such as at indictment, initial appearance, plea, trial, or sentencing. Communications with family do not typically occur during an investigation. The Department of Homeland Security told ABC News this matter remains under active investigation. The FBI declined to comment. I wonder if it's been any comfort at all to see the other side, to see how so much of the world has responded to Alex and what was happening in the streets.
The response that we've had from people around the world, the positive response, it's not going to bring Alex back, of course not, but it does help. We've received over 2,000 cards, letters. We've read every single word of those cards, and we've kept them all.
You say you want justice and you want accountability. What does justice look like in this case?
There are 2 shooters. They need to be held accountable. Why do they get to just go about their everyday business?
I want their names to be released.
Right, their names have been reported but never officially released.
Right.
Correct. So they're out there. People know their names.
They murdered our child. I understand that immigration, there's a policy in place. I understand that. But this is not the way to do it. People need to be held responsible when they murder people in this country, period. Alex's should not, nor Renee or anyone else should have been murdered, and the case just disappear? No.
You can still feel, see, and hear their pain right there. You know, the Justice Department, we had showed that statement saying they were following, they said, standard protocol. We got this response from the Preddy family attorney. He said, there is nothing standard about the government ignoring the Preddy family, obstructing an investigation, and harboring and protecting the individuals who murdered their son. It defies common sense and common decency and is unjust. So they still have a lot of answers to get.
The anguish that they have is just so palpable.
Yeah.
Like they watch everything on television too.
That's
that
how
video.
They found out. Yeah.
And so important to hear from this American family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Powerful interview.
Now with our play of the day, and Sam is here with a special celebration.
You are going to love this video. I promise. I promise. All right. See this beautiful face in that window? That's Maria. And she's celebrating a very special birthday. It's 100. Listen to that crowd. Who showed up? The entire town. Hundreds gathered for her 100. Maria's neighbors all came together outside her window to sing and dance and celebrate her big birthday, and add us to that crowd, sending our birthday wishes from Good Morning America. Happy birthday, Maria.
Oh, happy cool.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Beautiful.
Good Morning America, it's 8 a.m. Final days of testimony. Why Lindsay Clancy's attorney moved to declare a mistrial, and what happened when Catholicism was brought up for the second time in the trial.
Yeah, can I see counsel over here?
ABC News exclusive in the Carmelo Anthony case. Anthony convicted for the killing of high school track star Austin Metcalf. Now Metcalf's father speaking out.
I got handed a life sentence.
In his first interview, since the judge denied Anthony's request for a retrial, what he's saying about justice, forgiveness, and how the case has fueled debate and racial tension.
The new way to fly? How United is bringing more legroom to economy. We're on board with the new feature, plus what the CEO is saying about when prices could come down.
You're a sky full of stars.
And we can't wait to hear more from legendary director Ridley Scott and the stars of his new movie, The Dog Stars, as we say, Good Morning America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good Morning America. And say good morning to Whit Johnson and Deborah Roberts. Great to be here with you guys today. We have a lot coming up.
We do. Great to be with you as well. Coming up here, easy weeknight dinner and dessert options, and they're both one-pan plans, we're calling them. Best-selling cookbook author Alex Snodgrass is here cooking them up for us.
Say that fast if you would.
One-pan plans. Exactly.
And just ahead, important news for parents. Uber is unveiling a new safety feature for teen riders, and you're going to hear it right here on GMA.
First, the top stories breaking today. We start with Lindsay Clancy murder trial. Deborah, you have the latest on that.
I absolutely do, George. It's the courtroom drama that has transfixed the nation and is now winding down. Lawyers in the trial of Lindsay Clancy, a 36-year-old mom accused accused of killing her own 3 children, are making final arguments to the jury about whether the murder was intentional or the result of a horrific mental crisis.
This morning, in the final days of testimony in Lindsay Clancy's murder trial, fireworks in the courtroom after prosecution witness Dr. Kirk Heilbrunn testified about her Catholic upbringing.
When I asked her about that, when I said, isn't suicide a mortal sin?
Yeah, can I see counsel over here?
Clancy's attorney moving to declare a mistrial.
The reason is that this is intentional misconduct on the part of the prosecution.
The prosecution denying misconduct, but Judge William Sullivan visibly frustrated by the testimony.
How is any of that proper at this point?
Sullivan rejecting the motion for mistrial, giving jurors these firm instructions.
The religion that the defendant was raised with is absolutely an inappropriate area of testimony. It is to be stricken.
It's the second time Catholicism has been brought up in the trial. Last week, prosecutors asking Clancy's former mother-in-law about her faith.
Are you an active member in the Catholic Church?
Yes. Sullivan striking that line of questioning from the record. The trial igniting a fierce debate around postpartum mental health and whether Clancy intentionally planned and killed her 3 children or was in a state of postpartum psychosis. Clancy, maintaining a voice she'd never heard before, nor has heard since, told her to commit the horrible acts. But the forensic psychologist planting seeds of doubt about her mental state.
That would be a very, very unusual pattern or manifestation of how this kind of thing comes about.
Jurors may get this case as soon as late today or tomorrow and begin deciding whether Clancy deserves life in prison or confinement in a psychiatric facility, possibly for the rest of her life. But this is a case that has so divided people,
Sure is,
speaking to
yeah.
mental health concerns in this country.
Yeah, thank you for bringing us that. We do want to turn now to the big changes in travel with some announcements from United. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez joins us from Newark Airport with the first look at a new seating option in the economy cabin. Gio, good morning. We're all eager to see these new seats.
Good morning to you from the economy section here on this brand new United plane. This is not a first class seat. This is a special row on some flights that they're going to be able to get rid of the middle seat and instead have a tray table here. So you have a lot of room to just sort of chill out and relax. This isn't on every flight, but this is going to be an option. It's not going to cost as much as a first class ticket. It's going to cost a little more than regular economy, but it gives you that option. And it's just one of the changes coming to United. Take a look. This morning, as millions prepare for Labor Day travel, we're asking what's been on your mind. When are those airfares going to drop? United CEO Scott Kirby telling me this morning it's going to be a while. Because of the Iran war, we did see airfares skyrocket from where it was.
You know, what's really happened is escalation in all the costs for aviation. It just got to a price where you couldn't cover the costs of airport fees and all the other things that have escalated in price. So I don't think airfares are going to go down.
Each holiday gets busier and busier. United alone expects to fly 3.4 million customers over Labor Day, 300,000 more than last year. While airfare is soaring, more people than ever are buying first class and premium economy seats. Frontier Airlines offering Upfront Plus with a blocked middle seat in the first 2 rows of the plane. American upgrading the experience by installing seatback screens at every seat. In fact, the major airlines responding to the trend, shrinking their economy cabins to add bigger and more expensive seats. Nobody likes the middle seat, let's be honest.
They don't.
So now you're blocking it in some flights. Why?
It just, the math worked out well for this particular airplane, given the number of seats we could put on, to be able to do it and provide something extra for customers.
Okay, guys, so also something that's different. Usually on international flights, we see 2 aisles. This is a smaller single aisle plane, and this is actually going to be able to land at smaller airports. So you're going to have nonstop flights to places like Ibiza, Valencia, Spain, Sardinia. So there's a lot more options coming your way because these planes are a little bit smaller. Happy traveling, guys.
All right, Gio. Well, we like options, don't we? All right, now to a GMA exclusive, a new safety feature that's being added to Uber and maybe a relief for parents because they can not only track their teens' rides, but they can actually live stream it as well. Our consumer correspondent Becky Worley is here to explain the new feature. Good morning, Becky.
Deborah, good morning. In 2023, Uber Teen launched, and parents were able to book rides for their children aged 13 to 17 in a special version of the Uber app. But security worries from parents have dogged the rideshare company. So today, the unveiling of a new safety tool for transparency, live video from the ride. When the teen's trip begins, the parent or guardian will receive a notification that video is available. The teen and driver are notified that a parent's tuning in, and the video stream goes live, filmed from the driver's phone. The new live video feature is available in 9 markets like Atlanta, Phoenix, Orlando, Portland, San Antonio, Cleveland. The company says it will roll out nationwide over the next few weeks. And guys, I don't think the idea is that parents will be glued to the phone the entire time their kids are in transit. It's really meant as a way to quickly check in for peace of mind as your kid gets to soccer practice, their guitar lesson, or home after school. But it's a cool idea.
Sure is. Thank you, Becky. Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu. Days after a judge denied teenager Carmelo Anthony a new murder trial in the killing of Austin Metcalf, the victim's father is speaking about the decision in an ABC News exclusive.
Also ahead here, Taylor Swift takes us inside her decades-long career as a songwriter and the one thing she says she always comes back to in her music.
Plus, Lori Borgamato is here again with ABC Secret Savings, all clever solutions to pesky problems, from fixing fashion emergencies to keeping you organized, with prices starting at, get this, less than $10. And Sam's with a superhero.
A real-life superhero, Deb. Emmy nominee Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is here talking all things Wonder Man, my friend, and another movie, too. Would you sign our wall of honor right here? And then we'll talk about, you'll give us some Wonder Man secrets when we come back.
All right, that sounds good. Let me pick a spot.
Yeah, I know. I use write the whole name.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then my name, so you know that I was here.
Yeah. He's here, and we'll be right back. Hang on. Good job. Good job. Good job.
We are back with our GMA cover story, an ABC News exclusive in the Carmelo Anthony case. Anthony convicted for the killing of Austin Metcalf, and Metcalf's father sat down with Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky for his first interview since Anthony's request for a new murder trial was rejected. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, George. Austin Metcalf's father, as you'll see, is still working through his grief and anger. He told us he forgives his son's killer, but he says Carmelo Anthony's conviction is no justice.
I rubbed my fingers through his hair. I said, son, it's not goodbye. Let's see you later.
This morning, the anguished father of Austin Metcalf, the Texas teen stabbed to death at a high school track meet, is speaking out for the first time since a judge over the weekend refused to grant convicted murderer Carmelo Anthony a new trial.
I'm not alleged. This case was really never about guilt or innocence. It was about how long you're going to do.
Anthony, who is now 19, was sentenced to 35 years in prison for fatally stabbing Metcalf during a quick and heated confrontation in April 2025 over Anthony's refusal to leave a tent that belonged to Metcalf's team. Did you get justice?
No. There's no such thing. I got handed a life sentence.
You got handed a life sentence.
So did Megan, so did Hunter, and so did everybody else in my family and her family. We don't ever get to see Austin again. We don't get to talk to him. We don't get to hug him. This guy, he still gets to see his family. It's a tragedy that he has to be in prison. I feel sorry for him, just due to the fact that his life is pretty much ruined. I don't feel sorry for what he did, though. He needs to be held accountable.
Notoriety about the killing spread beyond Texas, due in no small part to social media posts that amplified elements of the case involving race. There were no black jurors, and critics questioned whether Anthony received a fair trial. Do you have a sense of why some people can't accept that they believe Carmelo Anthony did not get a fair trial?
Sure. There are people in this world that will believe whatever they're told. They follow. They're sheep.
Can I ask you about the racial element of the case?
Sure.
How did it get that way?
It's real simple. The other side decided to bring it up.
He said it started when he was asked to leave a press conference by Anthony's parents shortly after his son's murder.
He was not invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family.
I think that day is when race was really entered into it. Because till that point, I never looked at it as a black and white thing. It was a right and wrong thing. That's all. Whoever did it, my first question was, one, where's his parents? How was he raised? Why did this happen? Not, oh, he's black, he must be guilty. It never even crossed my mind. It doesn't matter. I don't see color.
At trial, prosecutors and defense attorneys made a secret deal to focus on what happened under that tent and exclude evidence about Anthony and Metcalf's character or past behavior.
We're not going to drag stuff from what they did in 4th grade. We're not going to drag stuff from this guy's character, because at the end of the day, it's real simple. They had 20 pages on my boys. I read it. They had 75 pages on Carmelo. I read that. If it would have came out in court, I think he would have got more.
After the verdict, Jeff Metcalf appeared on a podcast where he used racially charged language and disparaged Anthony's family.
What was that about?
1, yes, I said it. 2, I own it. I'm not backing away from it. If you listen to the 10 seconds before the clip and you get the context, because I'll repeat it for everybody right now. I'm not racist. Let me make something up that is racist, and I bet you it will go viral on the internet. So it's a social media experiment. I'm not going to apologize for anything, but was it my finest moment? No.
16 months after Austin was killed, his father says faith keeps him from being consumed by anger.
Forgave him the first day it happened.
For real?
Said it in an interview. Had to. If I didn't, I'd be eaten up. I'd be angry. I might go do something. I'd be looking for revenge. What if I lost control of my emotions? What if I found him and killed him? So for my mental health, for my well-being, and for my spiritual health, I knew what I needed to do.
Could you ever envision a time where you sit with Carmelo Anthony's family and talk about it?
I don't think they would be up for that. I would have thought they would have reached out to me. They would have offered some sort of condolence, some sort of remorse, some sort of accountability. But that's not the way things played out. We obviously are different people, and we choose to parent differently. My son is at a cemetery, and their son is in a prison cell. I don't know what we would have to talk about, to be honest.
Carmelo Anthony's attorney tells ABC News in a statement his legal defense is not intended to diminish Austin Metcalf's life or his family's grief. Legitimate questions about racial fairness, equal treatment, public access, judicial impartiality, and the constitutional process cannot be dismissed as merely bringing race into the case. In recent weeks, Jeff Metcalf started a foundation named for his son with Bruce Carter, a community advocate who works on conflict resolution.
It's the ability to walk away, but you have to teach people that before they're in that moment. We live in a society right now that conflict is normal, so we have to prepare people prior to that.
I want to make sure no other parent has to feel this way. Now, can I change the entire world? No, but I can do my part, because it starts with one step. This is the first step, but it's the first step of the rest of my life.
What do you want us to know about Austin and how he should be remembered?
He touched so many different hearts in such a short time. That boy taught me stuff. I taught him too. I was his dad. He taught a lot of people a lot of things. He was a good kid.
The case is not over. Carmelo Anthony is appealing the decision not to grant him a new trial. And I asked Jeff Metcalf about that, if he's prepared even for the possibility of having to go through it all again. He said it wouldn't bother him, but it is evident the last year and a half have surely been painful.
No question about it. Thank you for bringing that.
All right, time now for Pop News with Sam.
All right, and let's start Pop News with a good bit of trouble. You're trouble. We know you're trouble. Taylor Swift knew you were trouble when you walked in. You know the song, but what would you say if that song had been a piano ballad? Well, it turns out that's how it originally started. The Grammy-winning singer and songwriter is opening up in a new conversation with the CEO of the Recording Academy, Harvey Mason Jr. Looking back on her 20-year career, boy, that's hard to believe, right? She was just a child, breakout star right here on GMA, including a tidbit, that tidbit you just heard. Now, Swift is all inside talking about her songwriting and sharing that it was always focused on storytelling, including writing in character for Jessie in her Toy Story 5 song, I Knew It, I Knew You. Check out that song.
I relate to the way she reacts to certain situations. I react to how deeply her heart was broken and how deeply she feels, but how she protects the people she loves. And she's like, I think, you know, it's really a lot more fun to write from a character when you really understand their motivations because you relate to them.
Yeah, you can watch Taylor's full conversation with Harvey right now on the Grammy and Grammy Museum's YouTube pages, and you can catch a new acoustic medley from Swift, who brought her Eras Tour piano right there to perform. The Grammy Awards will air live on February 7th. We're looking ahead, 2027 on ABC, Disney Plus, and Hulu. We will hopefully see Taylor there.
Mark your calendar.
Yeah. I just, when I was thinking about all of you when I said I knew you were trouble when you walked.
Yeah, that's right. Of course. Definitely not yourself.
As we were. No, not me. And in this morning in Pop News, we're channeling. Wait a minute. I was going to try. Wait a minute. This. How do you do it in Jeopardy? How would it? What is right? Something like that. But it's Pop News, kind of like Jeopardy, but not. Okay. Anyway, that failed. The mindset of America's favorite quiz show. We're gearing up for the 4th season of the Jeopardy Masters. At least the music's playing tournament. It features the best of the best going head to head, and host Ken Jennings knows a few things about being the best of the best because he has been on that show. He gave us an idea of what to expect tonight.
It's kind of like a class reunion when they get to come back, and that's a lot of fun for me. I'm like the old professor who gets older and older at every reunion. One thing about Jeopardy Masters is our writers can crank up the difficulty so high on this tournament. Like, you know, there's lots of cool and accessible stuff, but there's also going to be a few clues where I'm like, I can't believe we expect somebody to know this, because we want to know, like, how good can they get? How good are these people? And invariably, some of those hardest clues, somebody will get right. It's amazing.
Oh, it's such a good show to watch. And you're right, GZ. I should have started with what is Pop News. That's what it should have been. The first 2 episodes, but it wasn't. The first 2 episodes of Jeopardy Masters airs tonight on ABC at 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can stream it the very next day on Hulu. It's easy. And finally, this is also going to be tricky. We have some pop music in Pop News for you, Popsters, because Olivia Rodrigo.
You did it.
That worked. Because Olivia Rodrigo dropped a brand new single just 2 months after releasing her 3rd studio album. You seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. It's called Serena Joy. Here it is. Classic Olivia. Olivia released that first song last week on a physical CD. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Do you remember a physical CD?
I remember it so well.
It's just, where do you store them now? At an independent record shop in Orange County, California. It's available everywhere to stream, and a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Daisy Chain Fields Fund, part of Rodrigo's Daisy Fields Festival that's happening this weekend.
That's this weekend already.
Yeah, it is this weekend.
Still have the binder with the CDs.
The CDs, I was going to say the visor.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Coming up here, Emmy nominee Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is here talking Wonder Man and much more.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City. And welcome back to Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who's just been nominated for his 2nd Emmy. Lead actor in a comedy series for Wonder Man. Congratulations. So you're a veteran now. This is your 2nd time around, but take us back to the moment when you heard.
Well, this time when I heard, the first time I was very excited. I had my camera up and I'm recording and watching, reading the list. I saw my name and I went crazy. I jumped out of my seat, jumped out of the frame. This time, if I'm being honest, I didn't even know that the Emmys were, that the nominations were going on. I was at work here in New York, I love hanging out at the crafty table when I'm at work, and that's what I was doing. I was at the crafty table,
getting the snacks in,
eating a jar of applesauce. That's what I was doing. My publisher sent me a message, said, "Congratulations, you got nominated for an Emmy." I said, "What?" She said, "You got nominated for your second Emmy."
Almost choked on your applesauce.
I said, "What?" I said it twice. I couldn't believe it, but it was a pleasant surprise, and I'm blessed to, to be in this situation again with excellent company. Yeah.
We know you from so many different roles, including the Emmy nod you got for The Watchmen.
Yeah.
What about this role? What does it mean to you?
Well, this one is really special. This one is I get to represent artists and actors and anybody with a dream. There's also, I sort of speak for a part of myself that had a dream 10 years ago, when I was sitting in school wishing that somebody knew that I was there. And so that's what I see in Simon. He's this guy, little guy with a big dream and a lot of passion, and he gets to go for it, even though he's afraid. I think that's what I love about Simon so much, is that he is afraid, but he persists nevertheless.
Through the fear.
Yeah, and speaking of your character there, a struggling actor, let's go ahead and take a look at a clip here.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm covering for her, and she just texted me because she forgot to get Simon Williams in on Wonder Man for Janelle. And now, see, the session's already started, and today's the last day, so when Janelle finds out, she is going to go ballistic.
Can he still make it in? And I can put him on the list?
Oh, my God. Girl, you are an angel. I'm going to call him right now, okay? Thank you.
I love that Southern accent.
You do what it takes to get the job. Oh my God,
Exactly.
girl, have you heard? I think Yahya need a new job. Oh, Yahya needs a new job. I'm gonna send him right over your way. You know what I mean?
Whatever it takes,
Whatever
right?
it takes.
I want to circle back to that Emmy conversation, because you told us before that even though you've got one on the shelf, you never got to go receive the award before. So this time you get to go. How do you prepare for that? Are you writing a speech? What's that like?
No, I believe in just, speaking from the heart and just telling the truth. My feelings for the show, I've already put it out there. I had a great time. Love this job, and we get to speak for so many people, so many artists, so many people, who are in pursuit of something. That is what's in my heart. So all I have to do is go. I've already won. The role was the win. All I have to do is put on a nice suit, look my best. You know what I'm saying? Remember my good manners, and go have a good time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go ahead and go look and say, okay, so that's what it's like. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're an established star now. There's no doubt about it. But you're playing in the big leagues with big names. So, Ben Kingsley?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel when you're walking up to those people who've been in the industry for such a long time?
Well, I feel blessed to have a job. I feel blessed to be able to do this as a living. But then I'm an actor. I'm classically trained, and it's my job to be prepared. So that's what I do. I go expecting to be my best, and I expect to assist my partners in being their best. And when they do the same thing, we make really good, stuff. And I think that's what happened with myself and Sir Ben. It was really about mutual respect, having pride in what it is that you do, and then, making sure that we take care of the moments between action and cut, because as actors, that's really all that we have. Everything else is sort of for everybody else. The moments for us is the moments between action and cut.
I've never heard anyone say that before. That's it. That's your job. Speaking of jobs, you got another one. You got a film coming out right now. We were talking about it out there. By Any Means is the name of the film.
Yes, sir.
And this is with Mark Wahlberg, right?
Yes, myself and Mark Wahlberg.
Tell me a little bit.
Another hitter. 1960s murder mystery. It's based on a true story of an FBI agent and a mobster partnering up to solve the murder case of a civil rights activist down in Mississippi. We have very different ways of going about getting justice. And, my guy is, he believes in staying good in a wicked world. So we get to see how long he's going to stay good before he has to change, But his desire is to stay good. And it's an exciting movie. Elegance Bratton is our director. It's got a great soundtrack. It's got a great feel. I saw it in a screening in a theater by myself, and it's loud. The action scenes are good. It's a really good time.
I can't wait.
And I wear this blue sweater. I look so good in this blue sweater. I keep saying it. Like if nothing else, go to the sweater.
Maybe we'll see that on Emmy
Love
night.
it.
Thank you for coming in. All episodes of Wonder Man now streaming on Disney Plus.
Now with our Secret Savings GMA line, I keep wanting to say Secret Santa. I mean, you kind of
your
feel like a
Secret Santa,
Santa. GMA contributor Lori Bergamato is here with clever solutions from fixing fashion faux pas, which I could use, to fun kitchen gadgets with prices starting at just $8, Lori?
Oh, we've got some
Get us
good
started.
discounts today. Okay, so we're going to start with this Clax. This
What is this?
it's a shopping cart essentially, but it's different because again, this is all about clever solutions. So this makes carrying groceries, shopping, everyday schlepping a breeze. I was reading a lot of the reviews on this, Deb, and what people are saying is it's great if you live in an apartment or a condo and maybe your parking spot is far from your door. You can use these clip out, and then it folds down for easy storage.
That's pretty cool.
So it's really great. This is also great if you are somebody who lives in a city and you want to shop like this. As a parent of 3 kids, I remember I used to use my stroller like this, but then the kids got too big for the stroller. I couldn't use it. And this replaces that because it is sort of like your car in a city. It's also great for farmers market, teachers.
I could see that.
Beaches, anything like that. Really, really great. You can save 20% plus free shipping.
So you can fold it like that and then it snaps out like that.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Okay, now I feel like I'm really speaking your language because we're going to talk about fashion faux pas.
Yes.
This is great because you can swap out fashion tape. We love fashion tape, even here.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does get sticky or it loses its gumminess a little bit, right? So this is great because it's hypoallergenic, sweat resistant, liquid fashion tape. It keeps your bra straps from falling. It holds your tops in place, shorts from riding up, necklace clasps. Sometimes that happens to me.
So just squeeze it out and just dab it on.
Exactly, and it's water soluble. So it's gonna wash out as soon as you take a shower. You can save more than 40% on a 2-pack here. Really useful to just have in your kit.
No excuse for a fashion faux pas if you got that around.
That's right. Okay, this one's really fun. Is it a hair tie? Is it a bracelet?
I don't know. You tell me.
Deb Roberts. It's both. So I'm actually wearing it right here. Really cute. You can just mix and match. You can make a bracelet stack. These are great. Just pull it off your wrist when it's time to put your hair up. I had
a hair tie on my wrist just now, and it's so tacky, but not so much with this.
You can never be tacky
now
if you
it's
try.
cool.
Now it's cool from Maya J. Lots of good options here, and you can save 50%.
Like this.
So I love that because even in pictures, you're like, oh, I have that hair tie. Now it has that little charm, so it looks cute.
All right.
Okay.
I like to look cute.
That's right. You always do. All right. Now we're going to talk about these great, really great, clever solutions. So we have this luggage here, polycarbonate. This has 360-degree spin. Look at that.
We love the spin in the airport.
Exactly. We've been talking a lot about travel today. These items here are great because you can, like this one, it keeps hydration in and little smaller items. So you can tote, and these are all crossbody, so you're hands-free.
Throw your credit card, your phone.
Exactly. And then we've got this one, the switcheroo here. We've got convertible makeup cases here, and then Juke minis here. 40% off from Lug. And then finally, I want to get to these because they're so fun to turn ordinary household objects into conversation pieces. Look at this one, this slice and dice pizza hatchet, this cactus scrub. These all look as beautifully as they perform.
What the heck is this?
That's a sponge, but it's a donut. So they're adorable. Add a little whimsy to your countertop while you're cleaning. You can share display, and you can save starting at 29% on the whole lineup today.
We like that, and I love the name Bambooya.
Yeah.
Bambooya. All right, Lori, always great to be with you. Well, these brands you can find, you can shop for these deals and more than 20 additional ones from our ABC Secret Savings special for August right now. You can scan the QR code on the screen or go to abcsecretsavings.com. Ginger?
Deborah, we have big news for cruise lovers. The Disney Wish is returning to New York. It happens in September 2027 when the Wish will launch 7 special sailings from New York City, going to Bermuda, as well as along New England and Canada's Atlantic coast at the height of fall foliage season. Terrific trips are on the way.
Now to the latest movie from legendary director Ridley Scott. It's The Dog Stars, and it's set in a post-apocalyptic world that is sometime in the near future. James Longman sat down with Scott and 2 of the movie's stars. Hey, James, good morning.
I did indeed, Sam. Yeah, good morning. Ridley Scott is not just one of the most respected directors of all time, he's also just really good fun. And alongside Josh Brolin and Guy Pearce, the stars of his new movie, The Dog Stars, the laughs kept coming.
Sitting down with legendary director Ridley Scott and his cast, Guy Pearce and Josh Brolin, I shared just how capable Brolin's co-stars, Jacob Elordi and Margaret Qualley, think he is.
Who would survive better in an apocalypse?
Josh Brolin.
It's just us trying to hold on to what was.
I think he would probably run the apocalypse.
They were adamant that you were built for apocalypse.
Why? I want to know why. Do I just seem primitive to everybody? Do I seem like some Neanderthal?
If there were three things you could take to an apocalypse.
Ridley Scott.
A bow and arrow. You're going to run out of bullets.
I was going to say guitar, but I'm not going to.
Ridley's got a bow and arrow and a guitar.
Creative. Such a creative answer.
These guys clearly get on really well. It's part of the reason Guy Pearce signed on to the Dog Stars in the first place. This is now his third Ridley Scott film.
Collaborated a few times now, so automatically going, oh, okay, great. I bet this is going to be fascinating, and it was straight away. I was taken by Pops.
We are eventually going to take off, right?
The character, but also, knowing what Ridley might do with it.
You said, why am I always playing the old guy for you?
Well, that's right. Yeah, you got me to play like a 100-year-old guy.
I remember you said that.
What about you? What's your process for figuring out if you're going to be in a movie?
I mean, that's the thing, man. When you read a script, and you do read a lot of scripts, and I know everybody says this, that just doesn't grab you. That thing that grabs you.
It should.
But what is it about the end of the world that you think fascinates audiences so much?
Well, because it could be happening like that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's happening.
It's like why we're so interested in murder mysteries, murder stuff.
The filmmaker taking us into his world, explaining how he gets the right shot even without a rehearsal.
No rehearsal. We're just going to, these are the positions, walk, because I'm good at knowing the geometry. And say we'll do a walk just for focus, and we'll do a take. And I do that deliberately because I want to see what they came up with. And frequent is better than what I thought of.
But back to the no rehearsal, like I never understood that. I still don't understand it. I trust it with him, but you're like, how about rehearsal? And he's like, it was almost like I was speaking a foreign language.
You've made so many movies. If there was one you could go back and revisit, would you choose? Which one would you choose?
No, I think all the films are pretty good. Listen, what can I tell you?
Why not say
I like him, sorry. No, I like him.
No, but it sounds pretentious, but it's not. Why not say that? They're all good.
Those guys were really a lot of fun. And the other big star of this movie is Alison Janney, and her character is guaranteed to give you a shock. She is incredible in this movie. Dog Stars hits theaters Friday, guys.
We love her.
We all want to see it.
Yeah, great, James. All right, coming up, you got a one-pan plan. We're cooking up an easy entree and dessert. Both are one-pan plans. Best-selling cookbook author Alex Snodgrass is here with all the recipes. Alex!
Yay!
Back now, and we are ready to make an easy weeknight dinner with best-selling cookbook author Alex Snodgrass. Her new cookbook, yes, it's called Everyday Eats, and she's showing us an entree and a dessert that are both one-pan plans. I've been practicing saying that all morning.
Yes.
Good morning, it's great to have you.
Good morning, I'm so happy to be back.
So we've got our taste testers over here. Sam has eaten the entire plate before the segment even began. Walk me through it here. You're going to put me to work, right?
Yes, we're making a skillet French onion chicken.
Yeah, it smells amazing,
French onion
by the way.
soup with a protein-packed skillet.
And in one pan.
In one pan.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off by seasoning up some chicken cutlets here. We've got some smoked paprika. You can put it all in this big bowl.
Oh, put it in. Okay, good. Because I was gonna, all of it, bang,
salt,
bang, bang.
pepper. That's it. And then we're just gonna season up those.
Okay, like this. Just a little razzle dazzle. There we go.
You don't have to overthink it. It's all going in the same skillet.
Yeah.
Okay, so once that's seasoned, I'm gonna dredge it. I have cassava flour here to keep it gluten-free, but you can use all-purpose flour.
Because Sam was telling us that I didn't realize Sam's
We're
gluten-free.
making sure Sam can eat today.
Exactly.
A lot of your recipes are gluten-free.
We're looking out for you.
Yes, a lot of gluten-free recipes are easily modified to be.
And you wouldn't know, like the cassava tastes the same.
Right?
Yeah. And so this one we're gonna get just brown it so it gets nice and crispy. It doesn't have to be cooked through because this is gonna finish in the oven.
Got it.
But you want to see that beautiful crust form so it gives.
And this is that finished product right here on the other side. Yeah, exactly.
So we're just gonna cook that chicken. Okay.
And then we're gonna get into the onions, right? And the
Here's
mushrooms.
where we're gonna build the flavor out.
Yeah, the flavor.
French onion chicken. We got the onions.
Okay.
And some mushrooms.
Should I grab these?
Yeah, go and
throw
toss
them in?
those in. And then
Good job with
some garlic.
We got a couple
quite
stragglers. There we go.
And this is just kind of to build that flavor. So usually French onions you cook really long, really slow. We're gonna get them nice and browned and like sauteed up here, but we're gonna build some more flavor and add some umami with these next ingredients. So you're just gonna saute those up until they're real tender. 10, 15 minutes.
And I see it, they're nice and caramelized over
now
here.
We've got
build up the
beautiful caramelized flavor. You can smell it. And here's where we have some fun. We've got some Dijon.
Okay.
And then this is coconut aminos. Are you familiar with coconut aminos?
No, I am not.
It's kind of like a soy sauce, but it's just gonna add a quick burst of umami.
Can I smell it first?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, so you can toss that in.
Very nice.
And then we have some white wine.
Okay. And Ginger was pointing out the white wine
The
before.
white wine, you taste that up
That's
front.
gonna give it
Cuts
that
right through.
nice acidity
Yeah.
and brightness to the dish, and then just a little bit of broth.
And it's wine.
So if you're
It
having
cooks
a
off
glass,
the alcohol, Sam. Settle down.
Okay.
you can use your glass right in
At
here.
least I think so,
And then
right?
some fresh thyme. And so then this you're just gonna kind of reduce down a bit until it gets nice and saucy.
Yeah.
And
Saucy, please.
yes, nice and saucy. And then we're gonna pop our golden chicken
Straight in the pan.
cutlets right back in there and just kind of nestle that into the sauce. And then here's some Gruyere cheese.
Okay.
Because the best part of French onion soup is that like
So am I putting this on top?
Yeah, sprinkle that over each of the chicken breasts.
This is the fun part.
Yes,
Look at that.
Exactly. And that's just gonna melt right into that, get nice and browned,
I like
bubbly.
lots of cheese too.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Bubbly cheese.
And it's
Okay.
gonna get nice brown and bubbly, just like the top of a French onion soup. And you end up with this gorgeous
This is the finished product
one
right
skillet
here, right?
dinner.
It looks
yes, it is
beautiful.
so good. My kids love it. The family loves it, and it's very simple.
Taste
to make.
testers, what are we thinking
what do
over
we
there?
think?
Well, we went right to the dessert.
I'm making it tonight.
It's so good.
I will make this tonight because I was
Yay,
looking
I'm so
for something.
glad.
So
Yes,
perfect.
it's a crowd pleaser for sure.
Absolutely.
And very well loved. And
Speaking
then,
of desserts,
that.
if they already
It's
got
amazing.
started.
The sweet stuff.
So this is like a peach crumble, right?
Yes, it's a skillet peach crumble. Again, we love skillet dinners in our house because the less cleanup, the better.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I do the dishes, so
after
it's like
you only
fewer
got 2
dishes.
skillets today. Yeah, so
Perfect, I can do that.
It's summer, the end of summer. Those peaches are super ripe, but honestly, I make this year round. Frozen peaches work just as well.
Oh, really?
And you don't have to slice. So if you're feeling like you don't feel like slicing, frozen peaches are great for this. And it's just a delicious.
What else goes
simple-
into the crumble here? What is
There's
this?
some gluten-free oats in there, some coconut sugar, and you kind of cook down the peaches until they get like nice and caramelized. Top it
Excellent.
with that and just pop it in the oven.
Fantastic.
Kind of similar methods. but-
Alex, well, thank you so much for coming in. This all looks great. The book, once again, Everyday Eats
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Alex Snodgrass. Thanks again. You can also get the recipes on goodmorningamerica.com. And that cookbook, by the way, it's out right now.
We hope your day's been off to a good start. Thank you for watching.
Have a good day.